contacted in the case of emergency.
Okay.
That's all.
Okay.
It doesn't have any, they cannot take any decision on your behalf. So it's just to be contacted for reasons of emergencies in most cases. So for power of attorney, so the power is designated to that person to take decisions on your behalf.
Okay.
It could be for financial reasons. Probably you get incapacitated and you cannot take financial decisions by yourself anymore. You might have a thriving company and you cannot, you're not dead at that time, but you cannot take decisions.
Sure, you can function.
Because of mental incapacitation or physical incapacitation.
Yeah.
So if you already have your power of attorney designated, the person can step into your shoes and act on your behalf, even while you're alive. So estate planning encompasses a lot of devices. Then, of course, gift. In your lifetime, you might decide to give out some things. And I advise clients to do that, especially if they want to minimize the effect of contesting their wills when they leave, when they pass on. So take, for instance, you have a child, you have probably 3 or 4 children. I have a favorite amongst them.
You do?
Who you would want to, a lot of people do. Or probably the child has been the most responsible child who has taken care of you in your old age and all of that. It might be a bit tricky if you leave the most part of your estate to that person. It will bring about bickering and contest in court and all of that from other siblings. So in your lifetime, you can decide to gift that child quite a number of things, and the other siblings necessarily have to know about it. It might be done in discreet.
Okay.
So you're already giving it out
of personal
without
belongings.
any rancor. What did you say?
You're talking personal belongings now, right?
Not giving out necessarily personal belongings.
Okay.
Real estate.
Even properties.
Real estate.
Wow.
Oh, definitely. So you can give the child that property during your lifetime. So you just need to do a deed of gift.
Okay.
So already you've given it out in your lifetime.
Okay.
So there can't be any rancor or any confusion.
Division where you're not there.
After you pass.
Okay.
So this is basically what estate planning is. It just encompasses a lot of devices for you to plan for your life during your lifetime and after. So it's a plan for what if I don't die? What happens to me in my old age? Then eventually when I die, what happens to me afterwards? So it's a useful tool that everybody should have. So I'm going to start with wills.
Okay.
Wills is one part of it, is not the entire. So a lot of people think that because they have a will, they've done their estate planning. No, it's just one part of it. You might choose to have a will. You might not even have a will. You might even choose to have a trust. But of course, I'm not going to discuss trust this week. We're going to do that, next week. So for wills, I've talked about wills before. I will want to reiterate it. You cannot talk about it. We have to talk about it. So 2 weeks ago, we were talking about guardianships and all of that. So for people with minor children, it's imperative that you have your estate planning done. And part of it is choosing guardians for your children, for your minor children. When a couple are together and they're married, it doesn't sometimes you don't have it doesn't necessarily, a lot of people don't think it as necessary to pick out guardians for their children because it's a very rare occurrence for both parents to die at the same time. So when there's no rancor, when there's no division in the home, it means that the surviving spouse will naturally be the guardian
of the children,
of the children. But sometimes you might not, as a couple or as a spouse or as a parent, you might not trust the other spouse enough to take vital decisions regarding the children after you pass.
Okay.
Maybe for lack of capacity or mental incapacity on the how do I call it, regarding the other spouse, or or probably physical disability or different reasons. For some people who are not together with the other parent, you might not want to cede all the role to the other parents in case you pass.
You pass, okay.
You might want somebody to act on your behalf. To stand. So take for instance, if the father passes on early,
okay,
you might want to nominate a guardian who would act on your behalf in conjunction with the mother of the child.
It could be a man, it could be a woman.
To take vital decisions.
Okay.
Yes, on behalf of that child.
Okay.
So it's imperative that you plan for all of this. Because if you don't plan for this, then the court will decide your future and that of your children for you.
And it might not be what you would have wanted, okay?
Yes, it might not be.
Okay.
So what are the factors to consider when you're taking out, when you're nominating guardians? It's imperative that you let your guardians know, the proposed guardians, the nominated one. Let them know.
Just in case anything happens to me, or you're the one I would like to.
No, yes. Yes,
and you have to
word
of mouth.
Them, okay, because it's a huge responsibility to step into the role of a parent. I might not be prepared for it.
Okay.
I might not have the time for it. I might not have the mental capacity for it. I might not have the financial capacity for it. Of course, you make provisions for finance and all of that. Of course, you cannot make somebody a guardian and not make provisions for the financial part of it. Okay. But of course, there are some things that will still entail financial, expenses on behalf of the guardian. So you have to be sure that the person has the physical capacity and is mentally ready to take up such responsibility.
Okay. So Olamide, if I get you, you're saying that even before the process, legal process, after someone might have passed, right, you have to, from word of mouth or with word of mouth, tell the person to prepare them, because when you're not there, the person doesn't know that maybe you have conferred the,
yes,
to take care of their children. They might decline and nothing would happen, right?
Thank you. So they might decline after you pass, and nothing would happen.
Okay.
So of course, when you're taking out, when you're nominating guardians, it's advisable that you nominate up to probably like five.
Okay.
Alternate guardians. So in case one dies, or declines, or jackpot, as the trend is, or for some reason they can't take up that role, then they will alternate guardians.
Yeah, and again, it could be like a kind of, if this one does not work, this one will work kind of thing. Like this one does not agree.
Yes,
at least one person out of the five. Yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, it would work out. So, but you have to inform them first, and you have to be sure they have the physical and mental capacity to take up such responsibility. Role. And you have to be sure that their values aligns with yours.
Okay.
You don't want somebody taking decisions on your behalf when your values don't align. So if, for instance, both spouses, both parents die, and it now behoves on that guardian to take up the responsibility of parenting that child, they may have to take the child into their family. And they cannot have different set of rules for your own child. So the child will have to imbibe the values in that family.
Yes.
So it is very important. Aside the mental capacity being available and all of that, you have to choose people whose values greatly aligns with yours. So you're sure that when you're not there, they'll do the best in the interest of your child.
Okay.
So you get to do that in your will. If you don't have a will, it might be very difficult to nominate a guardian.
That's where you come in.
So
right?
Yes. So yes, if there's no if you don't nominate any guardian in your will, then the court will have to nominate for you. That is when different people will come in, and it might be someone who you totally do not want to raise your child. It might be your sister, maybe the nearest relative. In most cases, the court will nominate the closest relative and available parents. Of course, the interest of the child and all of that will come into being. But it might be that you necessarily, for the fact that the person is the closest relative to you, does not necessarily mean they will be the best in the interest of the child. They will do the right thing. Your values might not align with theirs. So you don't leave things like that to chance. And part of why you nominate guardians during your lifetime for your minor children is for their education. A lot of times when the breadwinner dies in the family, the education of the children will become severely impacted. You don't leave all of this to chance. You make provisions. Those are part of why you will. So you make provisions for your child's education, how they're going to be brought up and all of that. Everybody wants to, of course, we all pray to be alive to be able to raise our children. But it's imperative that we, it's an eventuality and we don't know when it can happen. So, yes. I was telling you about some lady that I know very well. The child Canada, and another one is second. So this one very, very wealthy.
Yeah.
But at times she did not make any plan. She didn't even have a lawyer. She didn't have anything. So I'm very sure that the relatives now are scampering for her things and all of that. So it's a little bit untidy. What about the future of the child in Canada? What happens to that child? In the midst of plenty, the children will start to suffer. Now, so going on to your will, when you make a will, a lot of people make it secret. They make wills, they deposit it, and they do not tell anybody. It's not supposed to be a secret. Now, don't confuse it with the content of your will.
Okay.
You don't have to express the content of your will.
But somebody has to know that you have at least a will.
You should let people around you know that you have a valid will. Some months ago, I was involved with this client. I had already initiated the letters of administration process for them, for this family, because we were under the impression that the testator didn't make any will. The deceased person didn't make any will during his lifetime.
Okay.
So going through, and letters of administration processing can be very, very physically exciting, financially, time-consuming, So that's LA, where letters of administration is when you don't make a will.
Okay.
So that's the next thing.
Okay.
So during the course of it, spending money, time, energy, and all of that, we discovered that the man actually had a will. Yes. So it is imperative that when you make a will, please inform people around you, trusted people around you.
But doesn't the lawyer know? Or nobody knows that he has a will and nobody knows he had a lawyer, right?
You might not, yes, your family might not know who your lawyer is.
So they couldn't.
And the lawyer might not even be informed that the person had passed.
I would have to stop you there because we have to take a break now, Olamide. When we come back, Lagos, we'll open the phone lines, and of course you can call in, ask your questions, and your contributions as well as actually very welcomed. And you can also send us a message on WhatsApp on 08095975805. But that will be after this break. It's 99.3 Nigeria Info. This is What's Up Lagos. I am Feta.
Feta, how many minutes?
Lagos right here. Yeah. You feel good? Go.
This is an infomercial. You are listening to your number one station for talk.
99.3 Nigeria Info.
99.3 Nigeria Info. Let's talk.
At ARM, we understand wealth creation and ambition. That's why everything we do is connected to making your tomorrow better today. So no matter the size of your dreams, ARM has everything you need to take you from you to be. Download ARM1 or visit arm.com.ng to start your wealth creation journey today. ARM. Invested in your tomorrow.
I had a dream that one day the Nigerian people will no longer complain of an unstable power supply. I had a dream that one day Nigerians will no longer have to come home after a long day to pull generators. Listen, my people, that dream is now a reality. Sun King Solar Inverter is here to change things for good. Now, my people, you can enjoy reliable power for your homes and businesses. The Sun King Solar Inverter comes with a 3-year warranty, long battery life, and is available across Nigeria. Call 0800-786-5464. 0800-786-5464 for more. Sun King, power on, Naija.
Naija, are you ready? Street Foods Naija is back. We are looking for Naija's best and most experienced street food entrepreneur, worthy of being the next king of street foods. A 10 million naira cash grand prize, including culinary, school scholarships, electronics, and lots more. If this is you, get ready for the most exciting battle of the year on Street Food Season 4. To enter, visit www.foodbay.tv or send a WhatsApp message to 0908-764-3339, telling us your name, your business name, and physical business location, how long you've been in the business, and how your street food skills could win you the crown and title of King of Street Foods in Nigeria. Entries are open till Friday, 13th October 2023. Street Foods Naija is brought to you by Foodbay TV, refreshed by Peak Yogurt, sponsored by FCMB, LG, Calypso, Devon Kings,
Golden Penny Foods,
supported by HBS, Prism Diagnostics, and Indulge Rentals.
Media partners.
Wazobia, fan.
Introducing the Save and Win Pali Promo 3. This season, we're giving away 89 million naira. Don't be left out. Save 10,000 naira or more in your bank account and perform at least 5 transactions monthly to qualify, and you could be the lucky winner of a brand new GAC SUV plus other exciting prizes, and it's open to new and existing customers. To open an account, visit unionbankng.com or download the Union mobile app or walk into any branch near you. Terms and conditions apply.
Union Bank, your simpler, smarter bank.
I know you're like me. Today, Lagos tomorrow, maybe London next week. I get it. You're always on the move. That is why you need a computer that can optimize performance in almost any environment you find yourself. With its new and intelligent design, the HP EliteBook 640 14 inches G9 notebook PC gives you the power of mobility. Connect and collaborate seamlessly anywhere you go. Move freely from your office to the conference room or from your home office to the cafe with 6E or optional 4G connectivity. So, if you have a dynamic work style or a constantly evolving business environment, the HP EliteBook 640 G9 Notebook PC elevates design, connectivity, and security wherever work takes you. Discover and enjoy the possibilities of Elite mobility with the HP EliteBook 640 14 inches G9 Notebook PC. Available at Landstrand Limited, number 28 Otuegba Street, Computer Village, Ikeja, Lagos. Visit www.landstrand.com or call 0809-781-7579 for more information.
My son has a football match at school today, but looks tired already, wearing his boots slowly, like someone turned down our play speed. But with Golden Penny Choco, he eventually comes alive. Now Junior is back on his feet to take on his day. Cause I make breakfast time, Choco time.
Golden Penny Choco for everyday energy.
Thanks for calling Bastion
Since
HMO.
I signed up with Bastion HMO, I don't worry about hospital bills. I get access to quality health care and still save enough for other things. They even help me pre-book my doctor's appointments. Bastion HMO also gives me access to over 1,700 hospitals and clinics with the freedom to switch whenever. I feel so in control of my finances and health.
Call 0800 Bastion or visit www.bastionhmo.com to purchase a plan that suits your needs. Bastion Health, the HMO that puts you in control.
When you've got that Super Commando energy at this year's Celebration, you feel everything from the drums to the lit performances. So grab a bottle of Super Commando energy drink, because what's Celebration without the right energy to fire on?
Feel the energy with Super Commando energy drink as you celebrate the legacy of the legendary Fela Anikulapo Kuti at this year's Celebration. Follow at Super Commando on all social media platforms for more info. Super Commando energy drink, fire on!
450k? How could I have spent 450,000 naira on fuel in 1 month? At this rate, I wonder how much I'll be worth at the end of the year.
Can you relate? Are you wondering what your current net worth in the face of multiple debit alerts, or thinking of how to make money work for you in this current economy? Then relax, because the Net Worth Calculator by Solam Consulting, your financial companion, is here. With Solam's Net Worth Calculator, you can instantly generate your net worth online, and our trusted experts can use the results to guide you towards your financial success. Are you ready for financial freedom? Head over to calculator.solam.com to discover your net worth along with a personalized strategy to make the best investment choices. For more details and a personal guide, call 0903 075 3942. Don't forget calculator.solam.com.
Tertiary institution is stressful, but Benton Dausa University has a way of simplifying things for their students. I have been in this school for 4 years now. I have grown academically, spiritually, as well as my leadership skills. Really, it is the excellent student experience that was promised.
For more information, please visit www.biu.edu.ng or call 091 5430 8877. Benson Idahosa University, lead the change.
Us moms, we never have enough time. So when my family's day starts, I make Quaker 3-in-1 oats in an instant to get them started. It's quick 3-in-1 goodness. You just add hot water and it's ready in 2 minutes. Yes, so just add water. Quaker 3-in-1 instant oats has milk and sugar and comes in 300 grams and 50 grams. So make sure Quaker Oats 3-in-1 instant oats is on your shopping list today. Quaker goodness, now quicker.
Quaker Oats is an amazing start to your day.
99.3 Nigeria Info, your number one station for talk. Let's talk.
It's WhaatsUpLagos right here.
Yeah. You feel good? Are you ambitious to earn above 500,000 and willing to take your career to the next level? Do you have a car and ready to start a new career work in an American company? Then this is an opportunity for you. An American company in Lekki is recruiting managerial position. Kindly send your resume and application letter to jobs.kyavalia@gmail.com. That is jobs.kyavalia@gmail.com or call 0815 705 0505, 0815 705 0505 or 0906 282 0052, 0906 282 0052 to book for an interview.
All right, we are back. It's 35 minutes past 11 o'clock. We have Olamide Onifade in the on Zoom, actually, and we've been talking estate planning. The need for you to tidy up is very essential, and of course I hope you've been listening. We're going to open the phone lines very soon so that you can send in or call us and tell us your ask us your questions and of course your contributions as well. The numbers are 0700 993 993 993 01465 7190 and on WhatsApp 0809 597 5805. Olamide, we are back. And so
yes, please.
Yeah. So you wanted to add something.
Okay, yes.
I have a question, but I wanted you to finish so I can ask you that question.
Okay. So quickly, I was going to say that the only thing, your will doesn't necessarily have to be about real estate.
Okay.
It's just basically your last wishes.
Okay.
So if you don't have real estate, you still want to do your guardianship, do this, tidy up and all of that, you can still do it.
You can do it.
So it doesn't necessarily have to pertain to real estate. And of course, I was going to say that a lot of people are a bit skeptical about having wills. And this is because most of the time it gets challenged in court.
Okay.
So I'm not saying that, so there are some things that you can do to reduce the propensity of it going to the court to be challenged.
Okay.
There are some things that you can do. The first thing is that you have to be sure, you have to be of your mental capacity at the time you're making the will has to be intact. If you leave it too late, probably towards the end of time, maybe when you're in your 90s, you're already sick and all of that, exhibiting traits of, dementia and all of that, it's very likely that your will be challenged.
Okay.
If people around you don't know you have a will and all of a sudden out of the blues, you're in the element of surprise.
Yeah.
It's very,
they can contest
and if
that.
it doesn't favor some, yes, it's a very fertile ground to contest it because they've never heard it from you that you had a will. They don't know who this lawyer is.
What would it be the excuse? They would say, oh, he didn't tell us he had a will. What would be the excuse? He didn't tell us
They might contest. No, they'll contest the validity of the will on probably fraud. Maybe it wasn't even, maybe it didn't originate from this person, from the deceased person.
Oh, really?
Maybe it was forged,
okay,
by the other beneficiaries. So it's imperative that you let your beneficiaries know that you have a will, where the will, most of the time, your will should be lodged at the probate section of the High Court of the state you live in.
Okay.
Then let your executors know that you have a will and you're likely you are going to be my executor, just like the guardians. Let them know if they want to take up the will, the role So when you inform people, when you have an open communication about these things, the propensity for it to be challenged is very, very, very reduced. Then, of course, when you let your witnesses, let them know when they're signing it, when you're executing it, and they're impending the signature, you don't necessarily have to let them know. The content of it, but you should let them know.
Let them be in the know
that they're signing their.
Okay.
Yes. In case they have to be called as witnesses to court, they will be able to know that. They will be able to recall that they actually carried out that function.
Okay. All right.
Yes,
so I see the need for that. But when you said something about okay. You said
so, and there are some things that shouldn't be in your will.
Okay.
The first is your funeral wishes. Some people have wishes on how they want to be buried. Okay. Don't put it in your will. That should be in your letter of instruction.
Okay.
Because by the time they go on to probate the will and all of that, you'll be long buried. So how do they intend to carry out that wish? I see a lot of people put that in their wills. It is wrong. Then joint property. When you have a joint property with your spouse or with someone, you can't include it in your will.
Okay.
And this is because if it's a joint property and you own it as joint tenant, then the rule of survivorship will come into play.
Yeah.
I've talked about this before. And that means that if you own a property, okay, because if I go into things that you should not be included in your will, then we'll take up all the time left.
Yes.
And you still want to open up the. So what I think I'll do is by next week I'll continue on what shouldn't be in the will. So let's give people opportunity to call in.
Okay, you can call in with your questions. 0700 993 993 993. You can also call 01465 7190. WhatsApp 0809 597 580. We're talking estate planning. Of course, I'm hoping that you have questions. Our lady lawyer will be so happy to answer your questions. Olamide, you said something about wishes, funeral wishes and last wishes. And you said anybody can. And I'm wondering, when you say anybody, who is anybody that can actually? Because I feel like there are a lot of people who might be thinking that what is actually cost. I'm not supposed to be asking you how much you're worth, but how much your services
are. Financial.
Yes, like because they might be thinking, and it's a no man need lawyer or something like that. Like, is anybody that has money that will be able to afford a lawyer? But the common man who might not have properties but has children that he would want, his wishes are that when he's no longer alive, somebody can take care of them. What hope does he have? What can he do? Right? I don't know if this question is valid, but
in most cases, lawyers will charge their professional fee in regard to the volume of the estate.
Okay.
However, there has to be minimum charges, whichever the way.
Okay.
So if it's imperative to you, if it's very fundamental to you to tidy up the future of your children, your family, and all of that, I think that is something that you should prioritize.
Okay.
But it doesn't necessarily have to be expensive. When real estate and all of that, if the estate is not matched, then what you'll be paying, I'm talking from my own point of view. Okay. I'm not speaking
for the whole of
for every lawyer.
I just wanted to know if everybody has hope of, people might want to do this, but it may not feel like
if it's not too vast,
you're not talking to them because I don't really have properties, but I have children. That's all I have, but I also like them to be taken care of, and I don't know how to go about it. But that's okay. Let's take this call on we have a call here. Good morning. WhaatsUpLagos? Do call me back 0700 993 993 993. Hello, good morning.
Hello,
good morning.
Morning, madam.
WhaatsUpLagos?
Yeah. I think I'm on to Radio Info.
Nigeria Info.
Yeah, Nigeria Info. Please, I want to ask a question. My question is this. That can a father sell his property to his son while still alive?
Why still alive? Sell his property to his son. Okay. Olamide, did you hear that?
No, I didn't.
So he's asking, can a father sell his property to his son while he's still alive?
To sell?
Yes, his property to his son.
Oh, definitely. You can sell. So far, all the paperwork is done. And this is basically so that all the siblings can take note.
Okay.
If you don't do the paperwork and there's no communication to the other siblings, it can be a subject of controversy when the person dies.
Okay.
So it's absolutely fine. Insofar the paperwork is done to evidence it, it's absolutely fine.
Okay. All right. Keep the calls coming. 0700 993 993 993 014657190. We have WhatsApp. You can send your WhatsApp messages to 0809 597 5805. Don't forget, Lagos, you can play the OnePlay.ng game, and in 2 minutes, that live draw is going to happen. I'm wishing that you will be part of the winners. So all you have to do basically is just dial the code *347 *880 *3# and follow that prompt. Hello, good morning. What's up, Lagos?
Hello, good morning.
Good morning. What's up, Lagos?
Yeah, what's up, Lagos?
Cheers to life. Quickly with your question. We have to take a break.
Yeah, I want to know.
Okay, that's fine. That's okay. Go ahead.
Please, in a situation whereby a tenant is owning a landlord, and all the landlord was just to trick, went somewhere, said that person is a lawyer, things like that. At the end of the thing, let me just cut you short. At the end of the thing, they now seized the person's property, of which the person loses his job for like 3 years, doesn't have a job or struggling, even has 3 kids and wife. The wife left and with the children. So now the property is still with
Sorry, Anonymous, can you call us back? We want to take a break.
Okay, no problem.
Thank you very much. We'll take a break now, Lagos. We'll come back, and of course.
Up to 90,000 naira can be won every day with OnePlay Logo. With just 200 naira, you get the chance to play and win every day. Simply dial *347 *880 *3#. Specify the number of your tickets or entries from 1 to 10. Choose 1 to continue. You will receive an SMS on instructions to make payments. The draws for participants will be live on Nigeria Info, and you get the chance to win up to 90,000 naira. Tune in to WhaatsUpLagos 11:45 a.m. or Game On at 8:15 to 8:25 p.m. Remember, you can play as many times as you like. The more you play, the more your chances of winning. Don't forget, simply dial *347 *880 *3# and play with just 200 naira. Not suitable for persons under the age of 18. And remember to please play responsibly. Terms and conditions apply.
What's up, Lagos? 99.3 Nigeria Info. Check your time. It's 46 minutes past 11. And, of course, you know the OnePlay time. If you have played today, if you haven't, you still have time to play. Okay? So, dial that code. What is that code? Very simple code. *347 *880 *3#. That's all. Follow the prompts. Play this game and win money. The money, I cannot carry it. Me and Kemi cannot share it. We are here to give it unto you. So come and collect your money. Don't sleep. Wake up. Collect your money. They play. They go. *347 *880 *3#. In 3 minutes max, I'm gonna do the draw, and I'm hoping it's you, Chinedu, Kelvin, Messi, Joy. What's again? I can't be Kemi. 0700 993 993 993 01465 7190. Send me a message on WhatsApp if you have questions on the topic today. Estate planning, 0809 597 5805. We have a question here. Olamide, can you hear us?
Yes, I can.
Okay, so there's a question on WhatsApp. The person says, hello, Feta. What happens if my dad don't make a will? What happens to the successor? Firstly, there's no successor because...
Want us to start that now?
Wait, okay, is there a successor if there's no will?
Well, there's still there are benefit. Well, they are heirs actually, but I won't call them successors because he didn't make a will. So the court will now have to choose who the successors are. So if you die without a will, then it means you have died intestate. And I've said it over and over on this program that when someone dies without a will, the distribution of their estate will be basically on the kind of match that was contracted by that person. So if you contracted a marriage under the Marriage Act, then the distribution of that estate will be subject to the administration of estate laws of the state the person resides in. If you married under the native law and custom, then the distribution of the estate will be subject to the native law and custom of that person, the deceased person. So if the person was a Muslim during their lifetime, then it will be subjected to the Islamic law of estate distribution. And that is if you did not make a will.
Okay.
So if you married under the statute, then it will be subject to the administrations of estate laws.
Okay.
So if the person didn't married under the native law and custom, it will be distributed. In most cases, spouses don't inherit. It's only the children that so inheritance is across bloodlines.
Bloodlines, okay.
So it's a topic on its own that we can't even talk about
enter
today.
that
So,
now
but that's the summary of it.
Okay,
Yes.
no
So
problem.
that's the summary of it.
So you cannot just say in your mind that I think my father would have chosen me as his heir. Therefore, I want this property. You cannot say that. Your mind cannot tell you. Mind doesn't work in this situation.
No, the law doesn't work with emotions or what is in your mind. It works. It's the law.
Who doesn't know?
So if there's no law, then it will be subject to the law of intestacy.
Intestacy. Say it again.
Intestacy.
Okay, what does that mean?
So if you're married under the native land custom, it will be divided and it now depends on where you're from in the part of the country.
Okay.
So for Yoruba people, there are two ways to distribute it.
Okay.
It's either the Idigi or the Oriojuri.
All right.
So for the Idigi to be distributed equally amongst the number of wives.
Okay.
The late person, yes. So if that is of a man, so if if you are using the Oriojuri, then it can be distributed equally amongst the children.
No wahala, no problem. Thank you very much. We'll continue next week. He said, we'll talk about trust, right? But right now, Lamide, we are coming. We want to give money. We're so good at this. We really have to do that. It's one play time. I hope you have played the game today. I hope you've dialed that code *347*880*3# because now I'm about to pick a winner. A winner man or a winner woman I want to pick right now. I hope it's you. I really hope. Ooh, Lord. 0904 ends with 356. Congratulations. You are 10,000 Naira richer. Who are you? I'd like to know you. Let me call you and see. I want to hear your voice. I'm sure this number I'm looking at, I can't really tell. For the first time, I think I'm losing my superpowers. Oh, I don't know if this is a girl or a guy, but or male or female. But let's see. Let's call our winner and tell them the good news. Today is what? Thursday. At 11:51, you get a call from a very beautiful young woman with a very sweet voice saying, hello, how are you? You just won yourself some cool cash because you went played at NG 10K.
Hello.
Good morning. What's up, Lagos? How are you?
What's up? I'm fine.
What's your name? What's your name, my friend?
I'm Charles.
Charlie Baba. You know what I'm calling you. Why are you laughing?
Of course.
You know, right? Oh, come on, please. So you play the game. How many times did you play?
I played a couple of times.
A couple. What is a couple?
Yes.
Two.
Maybe 7.
7 times.
7, yes.
Oh my, your 7 times don't pay the because you don't win money. 10,000 naira is yours.
In fact, seeing this call, it's really exciting.
Oh, it's exciting. I knew. Congratulations, Charles. You have 10,000 naira courtesy one plate at NG. How do you feel?
I feel great.
I feel great for you too. Don't forget me,
Of course. Thank you to one place.
All right.
This happens.
Oh, yeah, tell your friends and your family to play if you love them, okay?
Of course, everybody's playing.
Okay, thank you so much. That was Charles, ladies and gentlemen. He just won 10,000 naira. He feels good. He said I should tell you, but you are feeling bad. Are you feeling bad? Sorry, it's because you did not play. If you're feeling bad and you play, don't worry. Tomorrow is your turn. Just keep playing. Don't forget, okay? *347 *880 *3#. We have to go, Lagos. So sad, but we just have to. I have to go to come back. Tomorrow is Friday. Tomorrow is court. I washed my wig yesterday. It's in for inside poto. I don't know how it happened, but it happened. I think my enemies have time. Then my wig, my gown. I want to shape it. It's too big.
I'll take you to.
So I need to go home quickly so I can go to my tailor and get all that done so we can come to court tomorrow and fire on with the cases that are before us in this honorable court. Alamide, how are you feeling? Thank you so much for coming and joining us on Zoom today and teaching us everything that we need to know. Not everything. Next
it was
week,
a pleasure.
Yeah, because next week we have to continue talking about trust. And I don't know, off the top of my head, trust is when you don't trust somebody, but I know that's not what it is. Legally, it's different. When it comes to law, what you see is not what you get. There has to be a deeper meaning. And we thank you very much for joining us always every Thursday. But before you go, tell us, how can we find you? Just in case people have questions.
You can find me on Instagram.
Mm-hmm.
You can find me on Instagram on Olamide_lady_lawyer and Olamide Onifade across all other platforms.
Okay. All right. Lagos, that's the show. Don't forget, you can follow Nigeria Info everywhere on social media. We're on Facebook, we're on X, we're on YouTube, we're on Instagram, everywhere. Just search for Nigeria Info. You see us there. And you can follow me on Instagram, Feta Dynamo. On Twitter, it's D_Feta. That's X, D_Feta. I'd like to be friends with you. Let's continue this, our relationship of the radio. I'll see you again tomorrow, Lagos. Stay sharp, stay happy.
99.3 Nigeria Info. We are more than just radio. Subscribe to our YouTube channel at Nigeria Info FM. Check us out on Facebook at Nigeria Info 99.3. Follow us on Twitter at Nigeria Info FM and on Instagram at Nigeria Info FM Lagos for live updates as it happens. 99.3 Nigeria